Sure that if any trees do come down, we take care of those, make sure the electrical poles and lines are cordoned off so no one gets injured.
The warnings technically remain in place until 8 o'clock tonight. Obviously, the rain has subsided, but there is still potential for mud flow because these hillsides still very wet. In Altadena, I'm Rachel Menitoff, KTLA 5 News. Back to you.
Today's storm created minor flooding and mud flow in the Pacific Palisades. Caltrans had closed a 4-mile stretch of Topanga Canyon ahead of the storm, but reopened it today around 2 p.m. Roughly a dozen homes in Malibu were evacuated, but all evacuation warnings and shelter-in-place orders have been lifted at this hour.
Now to the San Fernando Valley, where the storm caused collisions, closures, and a nightmare for commuters. A semi-truck almost plunged over this transition road to the 118 freeway in Pacoima. It took 3 hours to clear the wreckage. No one was hurt. In Sun Valley, 3 semi-trucks collided on the slippery I-5 freeway. The driver of a BMW SUV received medical attention at the scene, and another person was transferred to the hospital. The accident near Lancashire Boulevard shut down traffic for hours. And the storm problems weren't just on roadways. Sky 5 was over the scene of this roof collapse at an industrial complex in Sun Valley. The heavy rain causing the roof to give out, leaving the structure yellow tagged. No reports of any injuries there. In other news, Dodger fans across Southern California locked in, as are the Dodgers at this point, as they take on the Brewers in Milwaukee. It's Game 2 tonight of the National League Championship Series. This is what it looks like at the Cosm in Inglewood, where fans are cheering on the boys in blue. Just like last night, it is a close one.
When I look at those videos, I want people to know that I understand that I could have handled things better.
Former Congresswoman Katie Porter sitting down with our Nikki Lorenzo, speaking out for the first time since viral videos rocked her campaign for California governor, threatening her front-runner status.
With more, we are joined here in studio by Nikki Lorenzo, host of Inside California Politics. Good to have you with us, Nikki.
Great to be with you guys.
Let's set the scene. Describe Katie Porter's temperament. Was it damage control? Was it business as usual? What was your read?
Well, she needed to get out and speak. I mean, it has been 2 weeks now since these viral videos, and she needed to get out there. And it has been some time where people are saying, is she going to say something, or is she just going to continue to put out statements? Well, we learned today that she is going to be a bit remorseful. That's what she did. She was apologetic. She basically said, look, I should have done better. Here is part of that exchange.
What I do know is that I could have done better in that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
But not that there's not going to be any more videos, because that's what people are wondering. Are we going to see something else like that?
I can tell you what I've told you, which is that I am taking responsibility for this situation, and I'm also not going to back down for fighting back for California.
Okay, so yeah, that was some of our exchange about are there more viral videos out there? Because that is the big question right now. Are people wondering, is this a one-off or a two-off? Because there was 2 of those videos. Are we done with this? She wouldn't answer the question when it came to that.
No, she wouldn't give you a yes or no. Was that surprising to you?
You know, yes, because, well, yes and no. She has a reputation in Congress. She has always said, you know, I'm an outsider. She sort of ran like that. Elizabeth Warren was her mentor. She has been part of the progressive wing of the Bernie Sanders party. And when she was a member of Congress, I mean, she famously, during, it was either a filibuster or the Kevin McCarthy speaker fight, read a book that says The Art of Not Giving a Blank. I'll leave that word out there since I want to keep my job on television here. But she's kind of had that sort of brash, I'm a fighter. She released her campaign video, you know, saying that people aren't fixing issues here in California, called it a bunch of BS. So she has that element of her personality, but not saying that nailing down that there aren't any more videos out there would lead people to believe there might be.
Right. We want to mention that the full 16-minute interview is available online. Let's talk about the fallout. And you mentioned how some of the Democrats are responding to this.
Yeah, in terms of people that have been coming to her rescue, we really haven't seen that. There were a couple of posts last week on social media. Congressman Dave Min, of course, he is the congressman who replaced Katie Porter. She had to give up her seat because she ran for the Senate. He came out in support of her. The Teamsters came out in support of her. But in terms of Democrats that she could name that she spoke with, watch this.
Have you heard from any other Democrats? Have they reached out to you?
Yes, of course.
Who has reached out to you?
Well, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because I've gotten lots of text messages in the last, as you might expect.
What did they say? Words of support? Can you give me anything specific?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you've seen publicly, many of the groups that support me, groups like the Teamsters, have said that they're proud to stand with me because they know I'm going to fight for California, that they know I'm going to be tough, that they think what's needed is a level of strength of character in this moment.
She seemed a little flustered there when you were asking her to name who's got her
Give me a
back.
name.
Yeah, any name, and what they said. And you would think that she would be able to answer that pretty quickly.
Yeah, she pivoted to, I've gotten so many messages, I can't give you one right now because there have been a lot.
Right.
So we're talking about, in this election, the campaign strategy that also came up. Let's discuss that a little bit.
Okay, so if you guys recall the Senate race, Adam Schiff was the front runner through that. There's a strategy by Democrats here in the state of California. What you do is if there are a crowded field of Democrats like we see here in the governor's race, you elevate a Republican to ensure that you will face a Republican in the runoff. That is what Adam Schiff did with Steve Garvey. I asked her about that.
I cannot tell you what the future is going to hold, but I can tell you I'm moving forward with the campaign. I had events yesterday with Napa Valley County